The growing tensions involving Iran are creating uncertainty in global markets, and while the conflict may be thousands of miles away, it can still affect investors right here in Arkansas. So for this week's Money Monday, Garrison with Asset Protection Wealth Management tells us 5 things Arkansas investors should know right now. What a great, timely topic, Gary.
Well, one of the reasons that I wanted to do this segment is I get a lot of calls at work, like, the current clients and even some that are not clients, that are like, what effect is this war going to have on my 401k or my TSP or retirement account? And, there's things that we're going to talk about here in a second that we really need to be paying attention to.
Yeah, this first point, not only did it hit Arkansans, it's really countrywide, but the gas price is obviously going up.
Obviously, we've all seen that already. Gas has risen quite a bit already since this war has started, and who knows when it'll end. But, in Arkansas, for people that live here, people do a lot of driving here. They drive a long way to work sometimes, or for vacations or tourism. There's always a lot of driving going on. And with the higher gas prices, it's higher transportation costs, higher food prices, inflation, and all of that can really hit the budget at home if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, Steve and I were just talking the other day, and he said that I think just with the prices going up, that's an extra $200 that he's been paying for a week for his entire family to be driving, and that's not.
And that's something.
Yeah, it's something. You got to pull that from someplace. So definitely, the second point here is we should expect market volatility.
We should. Anytime there's an outbreak, particularly in the Middle East, and there's tensions there, you're going to have gas prices going up. You're going to have stock market being volatile. So with gas prices going up, it affects companies' bottom line, and that affects the stock price. So the stock can go down because they're earning less money. They're being squeezed for profit. And so those are things that you need to be aware of. But really, when these things break out like this, they generally correct themselves in the near future, assuming the war doesn't continue. So those are things to be aware of. But the key here is not what's happening to the stock market, but not reacting emotionally with a bad decision. So what happens is people will be like, oh, the market's dropping, I need to sell and get out of it. Then you sell low, that's not a good thing. Or they think, maybe I should get in now and, it's going to go back up. And so people really don't know what to do, and that's why people have been reaching out to us, and we have a solution to that. I'll tell you in just a second.
Yeah, explain chasing, or don't chase rather, war stocks. What does that mean?
Well, again, people are looking to make a profit sometimes off the war or get a good buy on a stock. There's nothing wrong with that. But they usually look in the defense industry and gold and those type defense industry, those type of sectors, to look for stocks to buy that they think because of the war, those are going up.
Okay.
And sometimes it does, but generally, by the time most of us have heard of this, the prices have already moved. And so you want to be careful and not buy on the spike when the prices have already reacted.
Gotcha. The fourth point here, some Arkansas industries could really feel it.
Yes, trucking, there's a lot of trucking in Arkansas. Obviously, it's going to hurt their bottom lines, which can also affect stock prices. Retail distribution, travel, tourism, all of those are big in Arkansas and can affect the bottom lines of the company and their stock price. So you need to be kind of careful of that and be aware of that and be looking at that, and just squeezes their profit margins.
And our fifth point here is Arkansas retirees should focus on income.
They should, and you want a clear, stable income when you're retired. You want a steady income. We help people do that. You also want to make sure that your assets are set up correctly. So I encourage people to reach out to us. It's called the PAR report, P-A-R. And this is really interesting. So it'll take their current portfolio, if they're concerned about what's going on, we can take a look at that, and it'll rebuild their investment structure from the bottom up, and it'll point out the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that's in their portfolio and how vulnerable they are to stock market fluctuations like this. Then the next report that's included is automatically, it's an action plan. Here's number 1, here's what you need to do to fix this. Here's number 2, to fix this. Number 3, to make sure you're protected from risk. All of those type of things come with that. And there's no obligation, there's no cost for viewers of the show. So if you're concerned about that, reach out to us. We'd love to get that report for you.
What would be the best way to reach out to you?
Well, you can certainly call or text our number, 501-225-9045. Hit the QR code on the screen. And people that come in to see us are going to get a copy of the book that I was allowed to write the foreword on. It's
Yes.
excellent. And current Fortune magazine, I have a full page ad in there, so that's fun to look at. So I'm very proud to get invited to do that in Fortune.
Hold the book up one more time. I think the graphic was up when you
Yep.
held that up. Yep.
There we go.
Perfect. Well, Gary, as
Come see
always,
us.
great information from you. Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Good
it.
to be here.
Yep. All right, stay with us. More Good Morning Arkansas after this.